my name's Effie. I'm 21 years old and I live in Chicago, Illinois.
Madeline.
Yeah, Liam Heenahan.
My name is Ty Ferguson.
My name is Sophia.
I mean, you don't have like a little stand?
No, this is just
Yeah.
raw
All right,
footage.
let's do it.
What does community mean to you?
Family. People are really close with.
To provide just sort of like a sense of belonging.
People or places that fuel a sense of hominess and kind of advocate for one another.
I think community to me is just that like sense of belonging, and you can build community anywhere. It doesn't have to necessarily be based on geographical location. It can be based on shared identities that you have with different people around you.
What is the etymology of community? Can we look that up?
People who are not necessarily think completely like you, but like-minded individuals.
You're born into a community, to your family or, whoever kind of is taking care of you. And then later on, maybe you don't tear that up, but you form your own community, kind of make decisions about, where your values align.
I'm very grateful to have found multiple communities that allow my interests to intersect and also give me a space where my voice can be heard.
So community, maybe from that perspective, is kind of like something that shifts a little bit. Your understanding of kind of where you belong, where you're rooted, is going to vary with what stage you are in life.
I think we owe kindness. I really hate the sentiment of you don't owe anyone anything. I feel like it's a cop-out.
I think it's important to be honest in our communities, and to have like an element of truth when we're speaking to people within our communities. I think it's important to think about the ways that you can contribute and positively impact the people around you, not diminishing anyone's role within the community, or thinking that your contribution is not enough.
Don't you think that that's something that we're kind of constantly negotiating? There's those stages of life where you feel like, maybe that commitment has to be much grander, much bigger part of yourself.
I think we owe as much as we can give to our communities. Whether it's like your friends or like your family or like your chosen like community, they only ever operate if everyone is working in tandem with each other. So as much as you can like give to your community in whatever sense like that means to you, I think that's what you owe them.
What we owe to our communities is respect, as well as advocating for others in our community, whether that's places or also people, especially if you have a lot more privilege than the rest of your community.
Those commitments, I think, are kind of can be thought of just in terms of energy. We're finite beings, with kind of finite gifts, finite kind of energetic commitments, so how much of that is owed, to others, and who are those others?
It's important to advocate for our communities and for ourselves within our communities. Everyone is going at their own pace, and so the way that you advocate might be different based on what you can offer, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it to make sure that your community feels supported.
Ultimately, I truly believe that you get back what you put into the world, and if you treat the world around you with hate and with disdain, and you treat our natural resources and the globe and the people that you see who are disenfranchised with hatred, or like you otherize them, then you in turn are otherized and treated with hatred and disdain. So
I think we owe everything to ourselves.
I think we owe to ourselves to be gracious and to be kind, but I also think that no one is going to make things happen other than you.
I think we owe to ourselves respect and also compassion. We have to understand that at the end of the day, a community takes a lot of people. We aren't just someone who can run a whole community by ourselves. It takes teamwork. We owe ourselves kindness and compassion in order to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves as well as our community.
I think at the end of the day, like, you are all you have. So obviously you have your community, but like in the cold pits of night, like, all there is you. So
I'm kind of one of those maybe rare environmental thinkers that loves humans, and I love being a human. Like I think, I'm sure if it was an amoeba, I'd fucking love like having my little pseudopodia and like I'd love engulfing things, but as this extraordinarily rare being with this extraordinary cognitive pseudopodium, so to speak, we owe it to ourselves, but in some strange way to kind of the broader community of humanity to see what can be done with that.
We owe it to ourselves to, be truthful, and creating a space where self-care is possible. I think that it is understandable that you want to do everything that you can to support your communities, but the first thing that you need to do is support yourself. I think we owe it to ourselves to explore the things that are important to us, even if that's like small things. I think like I feel like a lot of people feel stagnant in their lives and they feel stuck, and that kind of leads to resentment in different parts of their lives. But I think even taking small steps and things that you're interested in and things that you have passion about will alleviate that feeling of stress that comes from not feeling like you have a place, or not feeling like you have the role that you think that you should be fulfilling.
I don't think there's any kind of teleological kind of end in all of this, but I think there is something really interesting to being a human being, and each one of us does have a responsibility to ensure that we do something interesting with this tiny little window in which we're alive.